Welcome, everyone, to the final episode of the Boom and Frazer Show in season number 4. We couldn't do it without you guys. We have 2 million plus views monthly on Facebook, 100K plus views, and listeners on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. I want to thank all of you for tuning in and building our show up. I want to thank the lady on our screen, which I'll introduce in a minute. She was in episode number 1. And lastly, thank you to all of our sponsors. Hilltop Promotions is the title sponsor of this season. It's one table, 2 players, 1 winner who will become king of the hill. And without further ado, it is the boss, the one that got us started way, way back. I don't even know how long it's been. Emily Frazer, CEO of Matchroom Multisport. Emily, how are you? Thank you so much for coming on.
Hello, thanks for having me. Scott, first and foremost, you look like a Formula One race car driver.
Thanks so much.
You got more logos than the guys that play in the events.
I got to get paid, Emily. I got to get paid.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love your setup. I feel like since episode 1, things have really come a long way, and I love to see this for like media platforms within our sport, because it shows that, you know, there's more for you to talk about because there's more content, there's more events in the calendar, you know, there's more sponsors out there, there are more brands that are getting involved, and that only happens when there is more events happening. So I love to see it. I love to see where this has progressed, and I'm honored to be a part of another episode. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
That's awesome, Emily. We really appreciate it. We love having you. And like I said, you know, our first guest to now being our closing guest on season number 4 is great stuff. But let's get right into it. How excited are you? I mean, it was real quiet. I didn't hear, like, I haven't know a lot of people, obviously, in the pool industry. We didn't hear that much about ESPN, and all of a sudden, bang, there it is, ESPN Plus. What was going on? How did you make that happen? And how excited are you in Matchroom Sports for that?
Yeah, look, I always think that, you know, just because we're quiet, it means that, you know, we're not doing anything. But I mean, when you come into our office, like, we're all in every day. We're in like our multi-sport event office, and I showed some of the players where like the magic happens when they came over for the UK Open. I had to hide a few things because there were a few like trophies with people's faces on it that, you know, we just joke around about, and it's like inside jokes. But we showed Jonas, Felix, our setup here, and look, we've just been grinding away. We've just been keeping busy. We know what we need to do to push this sport to another level, and you know, it's about jumping on opportunities like an ESPN Plus. And yeah, look, by the way, Sky Sports in the UK, for example, you've got Sky Sports main event. It used to be Sky Sports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, that was like the old, like the, you know, the olden times. But you've got Sky Sports main event, action, mix, and they're all in level of like importance and things like that. And there's now Sky Go, for example, and there's so many channels that are like that. And you have, when we go ESPN, we're like, it's ESPN. That's the situation. And to just have not only the Mosconi Cup, which is our creme de la creme, but to have a US Open in association with ESPN is incredible news for the sport. Doesn't matter what fucking channel it is, it's ESPN in just broad terms. ESPN Plus, I don't know if anyone's done their research in this sporting world. Not a lot of people do their research. But the reach of ESPN Plus and their digital platform is incredible. Some of the numbers that ESPN PR published for June, like, it got, like, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to cut you off, but I think I looked into it as well. I think there's 20 million plus views within a short period of time with ESPN Plus. It's massive. It's massive.
It is massive. And normally you would look at it and go, look, we all get it at the end of the day. The Mosconi Cup is the selling event. That is the seller. You know, sponsors sign up with us because they want the Mosconi. Everyone wants the Mosconi. Players want to get into the Mosconi, except from if you're Shane Van Bonen. But at the end of the day, he still wants to play in the Mosconi Cup deep down. But at the end of the day, you've got the US Open, which is your top talent. Like that is your top pros. All the big names are turning up, all of the nationalities. That 256 player field will be stacked. You've got the $500,000 of prize money, and you're showing the talent of nine ball at its best. You know, we got the World Championship, but the US Open also has the history. And you've got, it's pretty much 50 years, and all of like how it's progressed. You know, Barry Berman started it, and for us to be able to take that over is, you know, an honor for us at Matchroom. But for a platform like ESPN, their social media presence, just their name itself, that's incredible for just the US Open. But then you've got a Moscone Cup, and I'm saying Team USA and Team USA fans, you best get behind this Moscone Cup, because I'm calling on you guys now to come to the table and to proper get behind this event. I mean, we are 80% capacity sold for the Moscone in Orlando at the end of November. The majority of that is all Americans. And I've seen that data. I read that data every day. And the percentage, I think there's probably like 10 European fans, unless there's Europeans that are living in the US.
Yes.
And like, you know, they've got their tickets. But the majority of that capacity is all American. And I love it, because they can proper get behind Team USA. Team Europe are going to struggle in that atmosphere. The capacity's slightly bigger. And so now I'm saying, look, we got Johan on as coach.
Yeah.
He's won it before. He's strict. He's got his regime. That's why we brought him back on. He's got a good record with the Moscone Cup. So we've got captain. Now it's up to these players. 3 of them getting off of the rankings. So go to these events. By the way, 3 are in your backyard. Years ago, we only ever had the US Open and an alternate Moscone Cup. Now all of a sudden you got Florida Open. You've got the Arizona Open, you've got the Phoenix Open, which is a ranking event, and you've got the US Open.
Yeah, it's mad.
All there.
Yeah.
And so this is now your time to shine. I'm saying to the American players, get into those events. They're all signed up to them. Get playing and show the captain what you've got. Because if you don't qualify, you've got the 2 captain wildcard picks as well. And so this is now really Team USA's time to shine. And what better platform to do that on ESPN? Show everyone that, no, we've still got it. Because I remember you watched the Moscone Cup documentary we did for the 30 years. I couldn't believe how often Team USA were winning. And they had to bring in the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan to try and Steve Davis to try and defeat them. And it wasn't working. So the swing is coming. We've done our part. Now it's time to fans to get on board, to the players to do their job, and they've got to come in. They've got to do what they do best. And listen, we'll put the bells and the whistles on. We'll put the smoke machines. We'll put the sparklers up. We'll put the DJ in. We will do everything within our power. We've given you your captain. Now it's time for you to get on that table to start showing America that you can win this cup.
Yeah, you've given the captain, which I obviously, you know, I was pushing for that. I think a lot of people were pushing for it in a lot of ways. He was the last winner in 2019, 2020. And there's a reason you picked him, right? But the other thing that's important for me as a player, there's nobody bigger than Matchroom than bringing on ESPN Plus. That's really got the attention of the younger players. It has to get the attention of the younger players. You've got the best coach in the world, and he is a coach, right? Like him or dislike him, he's the best in the world at what he does. And now you've got ESPN Plus in the stage that Matchroom has always put on. Listen, if I'm a young player and talented, all I'm thinking about, well, all I'm ever thinking about is money, unfortunately. I'm trying to make a living, right? But if I'm a good player and I've got talent, I'm looking at some type of a platform to get my brand and my name out there. And you can't do anything bigger than that in this situation. So it's time for them to get off the pot, in my opinion. And I think they're ready. What a big swing in August.
Yeah, no, listen, I really hope so. And I think that the juniors and WNT next gen is a great, it's a great point that you've brought up, Scott, because the US Open, we obviously do the junior event alongside. And in the recent events, we've been showing the semi-finals and the final of the junior events on our live stream. Now, that means that whoever is in that final is going to get some ESPN coverage, because as you know, we switch to that table, we showcase like the one thing that we really push and promote is that we're not just in this one table arena. We have all these other tables, we have all these other matches going on. So that those junior players,
Yes.
whoever wins the US Open junior event, that's huge. Like,
It is.
yes, all the prize money is the same for the junior events, like the Arizona, regardless of how many juniors turn up, the prize money will be the same. But the bragging rights and the coverage and the exposure for that junior event at the US Open in Frisco, that's going to be great. And that's because of the tie to ESPN in it. And it motivates the younger generation, and it gives them a bit of, look, I could get onto the Mosconi Cup. There's a future for me. It's not frowned upon anymore to want to become a professional pool player, because there's structure. Players are getting paid. Players are getting exposure. Their social media is increasing. Players are now launching YouTube channels. They're monetizing from that. The industry is growing. We are not even anywhere near where we need to be yet. And everyone's still fighting over a very small piece of a pie and a very small pie. But what we're now doing is looking at a bigger picture and saying, how do we get more viewers in that aren't pool fans? How do we get the casual sports in? And how do we motivate a younger audience and, produce future champions? But to touch base on obviously the captain point as well, listen, we toyed around with so many different scenarios when it's come to the Mosconi Cup and the Reyes Cup. Players, captains. Like, personally, I felt that if we're going to pay anyone, it felt right to play the players. That end of story. But listen, the proof is in the pudding. It wasn't working. Skylar Woodward as playing captain wasn't working. Jason Shaw as playing captain wasn't working, regardless win or lose, like of the result. That wasn't working. It wasn't taken seriously enough. The event needs to be professional. And the thing is about, we have so many different people obviously want to coach or captain the Mosconi Cup. And the thing is that you've got to remember is that Johan has a record.
Yeah.
And so we need not a safe bet, but we need experience and we need the proof. And Johan doesn't care if he's liked or disliked. He's going to tell the team exactly what to do. But also, some of those players who won and lost underneath Johan know what to expect. So, Scott, directly from me, I'd love you to be a captain. But at the moment, you are far too precious and integral for the World Nineball Tour. When you came in and did that first commentary stint at the US Open, remember that match that you had against?
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
Was it Hunter Lombardo, that game?
Yeah. It was you, though. You gave me the chance.
Yeah, but the first time me and you ever proper met, and I thought, bloody hell, he's going to come to me and he's going to be absolutely furious. And you came in and we gave you that opportunity to go into the commentator booth and to kind of talk about your experience of what happened in that game.
Yeah.
And everyone loved you on commentary. And listen, you've become a prime person within our presentation team. And selfishly, I don't want to lose you from that yet. But listen, he's got the evidence to show I've won. So let's let him go and do it. He's
Absolutely
been rallying to captain for Team USA for a couple of years now. And so let's let him have a crack at it and see. So listen, I think it's going to be interesting. But Scott, you're going to be obviously at Mosconi regardless. Going to be part of our team there. And I think I'm really excited about it, because it's exciting being on ESPN Plus or ESPN.
Absolutely.
To have that association, top drawer, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I agree. And I'm going to talk a little bit now about the fans, right? The fans, first of all, if you haven't got your ticket from Moscone, make sure you go on to WNT or the Ticketmaster and get your tickets, because I'm telling you, the show is second to none. I've been there. It's my only third year in a row. I don't think I'll never miss another one. I mean, obviously media, but I mean, just alone, Yale Billiards, we have 20 people getting in my bus, fans driving down there from Connecticut. That's a 20-hour drive, Emily, to go to this. How about that? And then you got Classic Billiards right down there. Dave Pertosiak, one of our sponsors. I know he's going to bring an amazing crowd. So many great players. I think you're going to get so many crazy Americans, and you were talking about it, getting behind them. I think we're going to blow the roof off that place. I know it's going to sell out, and I know it's going to be so electric. I'm super excited. That's what you're looking for, correct?
Yeah, and it will sell out. Look, listen, we see the ticket reports every day.
Yes.
Listen, we're looking at these every day because we're crazy. And the pace that it is selling at is incredible. And we're seeing when the spikes are, and again, it is a heavily, like, it is a proper US audience, which I mean I love, because anything to help Team USA out, obviously I'm there for. But I mean, Bobby, you've seen it yourself. You came to London last year, obviously had your show. And I think one thing that's great about the Moscone is that you have the media room, which is so nice and buzzy. You know, it feels really busy. You've got your proper media, like professional guys, they're ready. And at the end of the games, or at the end of the night, we bring those players in, and it is interview after interview. What happened today? What's going to be the game plan tomorrow? And the players are there, and they're having to do 3 to 4 interviews back to back.
Yep.
Now, listen, at the time, they might be sitting there going, oh gosh, I've got to do another one here. But when they go to these other events or anything like that, they're not getting that. Every interview everyone does is more exposure, more attention to their brand. And that's what the Moscone Cup brings. To then have an ESPN here and to have them attached to the event is going to create more eyeballs, more fans tuning in, more fans rallying behind America, and that is what we need. And you know, I've been in New York for the last like 3 weeks, and obviously, you know, you're rooting for England, but I loved the rallying support behind the USA team.
Well, you're talking about the Caribe Royale, right? And that venue 2 years ago, I've been around a while now. That venue 2 years ago was frightening. It was so loud, and the way it's set up, I can't imagine what's happening this year. I'm excited. I truly am truly excited for what's going to happen this year with the new coach, and I'm excited to see who's on the team. I think it's going to be some fresh looks, and I know the fans are going to be through the roof.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got Justin Bergman coming for all 3 events.
Yes.
And we saw him at Premier League Paul. You know, he said the pockets are not as what I expected. And you know what? I fucking love having Justin back to the table. He came to Premier League, and obviously it's a good couple of years since he's been on a Moscone or like one of our events. And he came in, like, got on with it, and he was just like, win or lose, same, like, you know, kind of the still chill, you know, like attitude off the table. And he said to me, it's just like, damn, like the pocket's got me. And, you know, he identifies it straight away. He signed up for our 3 events. You know, we've obviously got the Philippines Open that's going to be in October.
I love it.
It's, you know, that's going to be your final cutoff. You want to get onto the Moscone Cup.
It's time for him to go across seas. He
It's
knows
time to get to the Philippines Open. And we've been there, Scott. You've been at the Philippines Open. That atmosphere in Gateway Mall, that is second to none. The single elimination to start off with. I mean, Cole's been rallying for single elimination for bloody years, and we've finally given him single elimination. And everyone's like, oh no, it's like, oh no, we like the double elimination. It gives us another chance. It's like, oh, for goodness sake, you know, you can't keep everyone happy.
No.
But it's drama. We saw it all with the World Cup just now. The group stages are great. Hit single elimination. Oh no, because it's time to go home. And all of a sudden it makes it more dramatic. But then you've got Mosconi Cup ranking points at play as well, which is going to heighten it all up even more.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, obviously, Moritz and then Pius, they made big splash out there, and that's why they were playing for Team Europe. It was a big difference, big deal, for sure. And I had Johnny Archer on the Shark stream yesterday, and
Yeah,
he's
coming. He's
Johnny
coming
Archer.
to all
Yeah,
three.
he's playing. He said he's making a run. He officially
I
said,
know.
"I'm making a run." He's playing. He wants to play in all 5 United States events, and then maybe go from there. How about
I
that?
know.
I mean,
He did my brain in trying to ask how to sign up for the events. He's WhatsApping me, and he's saying, how can I sign up? What's this? And this is how long it's been since Johnny Archer's played in one of the Matchroom pool events. He goes to me, Emily, when's the players meeting? I said, what players meeting? He goes, when's the players meeting? I said, there ain't no players meeting. These are the rules. It's 9-ball.
Yeah.
It's the same from every event. There's no players meeting. And do you know what? I find it so interesting because obviously, listen, we never did multi-table events. That first US Open that we did, completely out of our depth. I had no Scooby-Doo what I was doing because there were 30 tables at play. I've only ever done the World Pool Masters, the World Cup of Pool, and the Mosconi, Fishermania, netball, gymnastics, basketball, 10-pin bowling, ping pong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm doing a US Open with 30 tables and 256 players.
Man.
And it was probably like one of the best multi-table events we've done.
Right.
But when you think of how we've progressed, everyone's very
Did
short-sighted.
you tell Johnny not to wear jeans?
Yeah, well, listen, if you don't know that by now, then he can't play. Doesn't matter who you are. But when you think about how far we've progressed since 2019, everyone has to do these player meetings because I think it's just sometimes people just want to hear themselves talk. But you do these events, and the whole point of why we've launched rankings, a tour, structure. Everyone knows what they're coming to play for. Everyone knows what the prize money is. Everyone knows what the rules are at the table. Everyone knows what the breaking rule is. We don't need to stop messing around with the break. So, because Corey Jewell keeps figuring it out. This is the equipment. This is that. If you don't turn up to your match, you know what happens. This is where you check in. Everything is now progressing. And if you think about where we've really, really progressed from 2019 to now be sitting in 2026, we had one open event in 2019, one multi-table event. We're in 2026 and we got at least 10.
Wow. It's insane, yeah.
You look at that growth. Look at that growth. And everyone's saying, where's the out of industry sponsors? Oh, that'd be bloody lovely. I'd love to have Coca-Cola sponsor all of our events and be able to do 30 more. But unfortunately, money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
And also we've got to do the work at the same time. And it's all about, you got to increase the viewership. You've got to think bigger picture. We're a very, very niche sport. We are a niche sport. Yes, 20 million people play pool recreationally in America, but it's still a niche sport. It's not mainstream. And we have that on our whiteboard in our office because we can't think too small. We can't always be so consumed within the sport because otherwise the three of us will all be sitting here in exactly the same position, exactly the same number of events in 7 years' time. We can't think like that. We have to think much bigger picture. So yeah, we might be quiet. We might keep our heads down. We might all of a sudden go, here's the SBM. I might all of a sudden go, here's a new open event. Here's the World Pool Masters. I'm not going to say the World Cup of Pool. Don't ask me about it. But there's a reason why we do everything. And I think that the market is growing and there are more events, there's more activity. There's more for players to choose from. And if they don't want to come Philippines Open, they don't want to come European, that's their prerogative, that's fine. But we all know where the exposure comes from. So this is just the start of things. And, it's down to us to deliver a great production for the US Open. It's down to us to deliver great content and a show for the Mosconi Cup. but we need people to come along. We need people to get involved, and we need the players to get on that table and to, you know, do what they do best.
I love what you said there because you basically put it out there, and Scott talks about us all the time. If you win one major, it's life changing, right? If you win a
Of
Matchroom
course.
major, it's life changing. And what you're saying is you're giving all those people the opportunity to travel, and here you go, you can do this. It's on you guys, and I love that what you're doing.
Yeah, and not only that, Bobby, it's the next gen, what she was just talking about. I remember last year at the Florida Open, and I'm not going to put myself on the spot, but whoever won that, was it?
Hayden.
It was Hayden Ernst. It was Hayden Ernst, and we had him on the show. You immediately get that attention, right? You're in that spotlight. I don't know if it was Jeremy and I or Carl and I, but one of us, we were talking about that final, and they kept panning back and forth. Now it's on ESPN Plus. It's just really, really big for these young players, and I hope they support it because they can pave the way for their future. It really is important for me. I hope they do this.
I think they will. I mean, you look at it and it's exciting.
It is.
It's finally exciting and professional to pick up a cue and come and play nine ball. That's the message that we're doing. And the problem and the challenge that I've encountered the last couple of years is that this sport isn't professionalized. Yes, I might be a stickler for not wearing jeans. I might be a stickler for being professional on X, Y, and Z. But this is all part of a bigger plan. And it's like, even like with you guys, it's a professional show. You know, you look at the both of your setups, it looks cool. It's great. It means that there is activity and this is booming, which is brilliant news for the sport. But we are nowhere near close yet. Like, there is so much more that we need to be doing. And look, it's all about looking ahead. And I just think that we've got this August swing of USA events. WNT TV is going to have, like, obviously all of the matches, you know, our 4 stream tables, and there's just going to be non-stop content. And, you know, there was a time when everyone had to wait for months before they could do an event, like before they could watch anything. They had to wait for months. So I just think it's really quite an exciting period of time that we've got right now. There's so many things are happening, and listen, we just got to action it, and we just got to press forward. But WNT Next Gen, listen, that's something that's very close to my heart because these kids are fearless and they got no ego. They come in, you know, yeah, sometimes they don't listen when we're trying to do Frazer's Cup the night before, and they do their Dutch, you know, their Scotch doubles. But when they win one of these tournaments, their social media just starts. I mean, one of the big things that I look at is when we start a final for one of our events, I look at the 2 players who are in that final. I look at both their social media following, and I'll go onto their profile, and then whoever wins, from the moment of the winning 9-ball, I look at what their following was. And then with the 7 days after, each day I go back and check. Piers Labutus was a perfect example. Hardly any social media presence. I mean, he was on socials, but not much following.
Right.
Won the Hanoi Open, overnight starts going because he's collabing with Matchroom Paul.
Yes.
Everyone's now going to him. All of a sudden, he's in the Moscone. Tick, 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 tick. And then that sets him up for his own personal sponsors, his own brands. And so there's just so much for it. I just think it's really exciting because Paul has this beauty where not anyone could win it, but there are so many players who can reach the last 16, who can reach a quarters, semis, and a final. So many different nationalities, and there's so many great characters out there that I can't wait to showcase. And, you know, there's always got to be like a villain, you know, like a heel in WWE style. There's got to be like the one that everyone loves. Like if my mum tunes in, she's like, I just really want him to win because he just seems like a lovely guy. I'm like, he's not, mum. No, I'm joking.
You're all over it.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, you get it with WWE, you have those personalities, and sometimes, like, the bigger picture, and what we're trying to do is to try and showcase those personalities, because yeah, loads of activity is happening on that table, but it's about off the table that's happening. I mean, you look at some of the juniors that
Well,
used to
Felix
play in
Vogel, like Felix
Felix
Vogel.
Vogel,
Look at what
great
you've done with
example.
him. I mean, it's been a few years against Saudi,
Max
and he won
Benko.
that. Yeah,
Max Benko, he
absolutely.
won, I think, minimum 2 junior events. He played in the main event, this one going, came and did Taste the Culture with us in Brentwood. Everyone thought he wasn't going to say a word because he's quite a, quiet character. And he come up with these great one-liners during like us filming. He had great energy with Yona Sutu. And this is what it's about. It's about creating these characters, and well, we're not creating character, we're just showcasing them. So listen, I'm just super excited. I just think there's so much happening, so much to talk about. And imagine going back to the olden days when all we could talk about was who's going to qualify for Moscone. I know that is a great talking point, but that's all we used to talk about. How bloody boring.
Agreed.
Yeah, 100%.
And
And
it
I got to
used to
give
be
you,
one wild card that used to get announced once a month. And I remember it was someone's mum used to publish it by accident on Facebook.
Yeah.
Someone would publish it by accident on Facebook. That's how
yep.
unprofessional this sport was. And
Yeah.
we've come on leaps and bounds. I know that. I've been in the pool scene for now 10 years. So I've seen it. And we see the bigger picture, and we see where we've progressed, and we see how quickly we're climbing in such short amount of time, and we see the potential. And so for us, we're positive, we're looking ahead, and we got our blinkers on. No one will take us off course. We've got a vision, we got a plan, we stick with it, we listen to the opinions. Doesn't mean we take them on board, but we listen. We know what we need to do to push forward. If you believe in it, then great, come on the journey with us. If you don't, go and play in some other events. We don't care.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Love
you.
it.
I think the positivity is key. And silence is golden in a lot of ways, especially with you guys. When there's silence, you better look out, because you guys I mean, they know by now. They should know by now. You guys are working on stuff, and you're constantly working. I know that headquarters is zooming around. It's really August. It's at the end of July. It's the Vice City Open with Dave Bartosi at Classic Billiards. It starts there, and it doesn't stop until the U.S. Open, which is the 25th through the 30th. $500,000 added, ESPN Plus covering the event. It's going to be absolutely insane. We don't want to keep you, Emily. Bobby, what do you got? She's been pushing. We've been pushing. We don't want to keep on. This has been good. What do you got? Anything?
She's been good. She's great. I just want to say thank you for this, what you're doing for the sport. I agree with everything you said. I think, part of the reason why Scott and I are doing shows like this, and he's taking everything to the next level, is because of what you are doing with the Matchroom. And I really want to say thank you. And I appreciate everything that you do.
No, I appreciate that, guys. And listen, I want your channel to grow. So everyone who's listening, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that shit that you're meant to do, so then you get the notifications. We want to see more platforms, more growth, and more activity in this sport, because then we can take it to a proper mainstream level. So it's been a pleasure to speak with you both. I can't wait to see you on our US swing. And I'm sure we're going to have 3 different champions across our 3 Matchroom majors, which is so exciting.
Emily, it was years ago with Hunter Lombardo. You gave me an opportunity. I know my ass wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you. And I always give you guys Matchroom the credit, and I appreciate it. I'll keep working hard, and I'm grateful to be just a little piece of Matchroom. I look forward.
Listen, it was the fans that said it, Scott. They were saying we love Scott and Tom, so I couldn't say no. The fans are the ones that called it.
You wanted to. Yeah. She's wanted to put it. I get it. Thank you, Emily, for coming on. You were here first, and you're here at the end of season 4, which is pretty special. Look forward to seeing you in Florida.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
All right. Cheers. Bobby, listen, we just had Emily Frazer on the show. I hate to use the term end, but it is the end of season 4. We've come a long way, season 1 to now. 2 million plus viewers on Facebook, 100,000 plus listens and views throughout Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. All the comments on the shorts that are coming out on the Facebook page. I've got to give a big shout out. We're going to touch on the sponsors for a minute, but I got to give a big shout out to our team, Austin, right? Austin's killing it. Austin is our editor. He's really worked hard. He pays attention to everybody's comments. You and I have paid attention to everybody's comments. And then Brian, who's our IT guy, who's on every show before we get kicked off. And without this team of people that we have, and then obviously OAG Creative, right? OAG Creative, our graphics guy out of Turkey. His name is Onur. Without that team, we wouldn't be where we are. But most importantly, we wouldn't be where we are without our sponsors and our fans. And I figured it would be nice for us to touch on that because I think it's gotten us a long way.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And all those guys that you mentioned, I mean, like you said, Brian's with us from the beginning of the show. In between, if you have any issues, he's right there. Austin's out there making the clips, pushing the things out that we need. And Onar, great job with all the videos. I mean, the pictures that he's doing for YouTube and graphics for Facebook, just amazing job. So I agree with you 100%. Without that team, we would not be doing what we're doing. And shout out to you fans, like we said. Like Scott said, the numbers are showing and people are talking about it, and it's awesome, Scott.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then obviously I want to touch on the sponsors real quick. And I hope people don't just log off at this point because without our sponsors, and we try to keep them compact, we don't just take any sponsor. And we've had a lot of people reach out to us, but obviously Hilltop Promotions, 1 table, 2 players, 1 winner. We just got done with Federer Dorse versus Shane Van Boney. Federer put it on Shane day number 2. But Stephen Tucker, Joey Furtado, you know who they are. They've been behind us since day 1 here in season number 4. They've been the title sponsor, and we're grateful for them. And I know they know that, but we're also grateful for all of our other sponsors. We've got Town. Please, if you guys get a chance, they've come out with that V10 chalk. Go to townbilliards.com. Jay Flowers is my personal sponsor. Jay Flowers has been behind me since day number 1. Then we've got Q Armor, which is this. Go to QArmor.com. Check out their products. It's Q gloves, it's jerseys, it's hats, it's everything you name it. They donated 150 jerseys, Bobby, to the Federer Shane Van Boney match, which you got to see. I'm sure you got 1 or 2 of those jerseys. So just some of those sponsors. PNW Pool thing right up there. That's Jesse Johnson and Stephanie Johnson. PNW Pool thing. Go to PNW Pool on YouTube. It's a free pool stream in the Pacific Northwest, and that's what it's all about. Go check them out. It's a free stream. They've got money matches, tournament matches, one-on-one challenge matches. It's one of the coolest streams and setups you could ever ask for, and it's at no charge to you. So please go subscribe to them. We would be grateful. And last but not least, I'll talk about Classic Billiards, Dave Bartosiak. Dave and Leah Bartosiak out of Classic Billiards in South Florida. They've been friends of ours for a long time. David having a big hand in the pool world now. It's amazing what he's been doing.
Great stuff. I agree, and we appreciate all of them being with us from day 1. And of course, there's a couple more, and I'm going to touch on them a little bit. You know, we got to give a quick shout out to Brunswick. You know, without Brunswick Billiards, the industry wouldn't be where it's at today. And, you know, they're really helping our show as well. And, you know, the Gold Crown 7s out there are amazing, the new Gold Crown 7s. So Brunswick Billiards, thanks for the support. We appreciate what you do for the industry, and good job by you. Also, NM Billiards, Nick Marino Billiards. Not only is a friend of mine, he also does table mechanic work over here in the East Coast, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. But he also runs Connecticut APA, Greater New Haven APA. So if you're involved in APA and you want to get on a team, you want to start a team, or if you want to know about a league, you know, contact NM Billiards. Great guy. And not only that, he's a huge, like all our sponsors together, these guys make the sport what we're doing, what we're able to do and grow in the sport with us. And we appreciate that. Of course, I want to give a shout out to my guy, Andy Gow. Love his motto, like, share, and subscribe. Andy Gow has been with us since day 1. He loves the Boom and Frazer show. He's a diehard pool fan. But not only that, he bleeds it, he lives it, and he also backs it up. So Andy Gow, like, share, and subscribe. We couldn't be able to do it without you. And of course, in the box, Elvis. I mean, look at this banner right here. I got my shirt on, my Boom and Freezer shirt. I just doing an amateur invitational coming up. I got 50 shirts coming this way, all perfect with the name on them. Go check them out. That's inthebox.com. They do great stuff, from banners to t-shirts to everything you need. So check them out as well. My guy, Wayne Harriman, Wayne, the
Yes.
same. Without Wayne, he's awesome. Scott knows. I mean, he's another diehard. He's there behind pushing the sport, not only living it but breathing it, and that's what we're all about. Scott is getting everybody involved in what we're doing, and also involved in the sport. So I want to give a shout out to all those sponsors. We really appreciate it. We hope you're in for next season. And again, what Scott said, we take sponsors serious. We have people that do want to sponsor. We don't take. We stand behind all the people and all the products that we're doing, and we're going to keep doing that, right, Scott?
Yeah, no question. We don't take, and we vet the sponsors pretty regularly, and looking forward to a new season. We have no idea who's going to be up on this wall, or with Bobby over there, or with the show. And then last but not least, I want to wrap it up. The Phoenix Open. We haven't had a major event here in a long time, and it's hosted by David Lee and Alfonso. And it's the Phoenix Open is the first major we've had in Arizona since I had my room. It's August 18th through the 22nd, and I'm very excited because it's hosted by Metro Sports Bar and Grill, who has been with us for several seasons. So guys, please check it out. It's going to be on Railbirds TV, all right? Railbirds TV on YouTube. It's going to be the Phoenix Open. It's 20,000 added. It's August 18th through the 22nd, and it's Metro Sports Bar and Grill. I think for Bobby and myself, we're both grateful, right, Bobby?
So much, Scott. I mean, it's such a pleasure to do a show with you. I mean, the work that we put in, the hours. I mean, you were just gone for 5 days straight. You literally landed yesterday. You got no sleep, and we're interviewing people in England at 3 p.m., which is 7 a.m. your time. So it takes a lot of effort, and I know the fans don't see it, but I see it and I appreciate it, and I live it, and I wouldn't change it though. I'm real happy for what we're doing. Yeah, great job, Scott. Keep up the good work, and I'm super proud.
Looking forward to season number 5. If you guys want to be involved and you're serious, you can reach out to Bobby. You know where to reach him. You can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. If you're serious, we'd love to look into your product. If we believe in your product, we might get you on the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to season number 4. As for myself, I'm out. Bobby, you got anything else to say?
I just got to pump it up a little bit, man. I'm super excited. Season 4 was amazing. Season 1 was amazing. Like I said, we had Emily on it, and season number 5, it's only going to get better. We're starting to connect with these players. I know a lot of them want to come back, and I know so many people that we want to get on the show that haven't been on. So, get ready for season 5. It's going to be fucking amazing.
Thank you all for the Boom and the Freezer. We'll see you soon.